What is going on, YouTube? What's going on, Out of Fear gang? This is part 6 coming at you. I just want to say off rip, you guys, first, thank you so much to everybody. Like, the videos have like 700, 500, 800 views, and it's incredible. And I also got this like sunglass tan line thing going on because I've been working out, doing fishing charters and taking people out on boats and stuff like that. So that's what that is. So where we left off in the story, pulling it together. I left the treatment center after a day or two. I AMA'd. I crashed a very nice car, and I'm in the hospital. And my brother, I called him and told him to come pick me up and trying to come up with a plan. I dropped all the information on him, like, hey, I'm gay, I'm seeing somebody, I relapsed, blah, blah, blah. So his head was about to explode. So he picks me up, and I end up coming up with a story, right, with him about me going out to the Everglades and this thing happening, and there was a biker, and I tried to swerve so I didn't hit the biker, and just a whole bunch of crazy stuff, right? And basically, nobody's really buying it, but I ended up okay, not getting in trouble, nothing like that. So now we're moving forward, right? So now I'm detoxing at home here. I had to go see a doctor. My fiance's, here with me. I'm like really going through it. Night sweats, vomiting. I can't stop moving, restless legs. I'm not sleeping. But I wanted to be sober so bad. You know what I mean? I came out now to my dad, my mom, some of my close friends, people I work with, and I knew how good life was being clean and sober, but now I'm fighting. I'm fighting so hard for my life just to get back to feeling healthy again. And so what ended up happening is I made it through. I made it to like 30 days clean and sober, and I started to tell my friends, like other friends I was with. And then I had to introduce my fiance to the family. And I went to do like an early Thanksgiving with my family. And I still didn't feel comfortable because now it's like, okay, my family knows, but I have to go and introduce myself with this guy, and it's always been women, you know what I mean? So I end up taking some, it's called kratom, right? Some herbal tea, powder, pills. It comes in a whole bunch of different forms, but it's basically it hits your opiate receptors, and it gives me that feeling of no anxiety, no fear. And so I ended up taking the kratom, and it took that edge off, right? Still, I can't be myself. Like, I felt like I couldn't be myself. I wasn't comfortable with who I was. And everyone in my family wanted to meet, this guy. And so I take it takes the edge off. I go over there. Everyone, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody, like 30 people, right? All super cool. They love him. They think he's great. It was a great, fantastic time, like we were there for hours, and I was really nervous because I didn't know what everyone was going to think, especially with him being a little, older too. And everything went really well, and we came back. And then moving forward, I from that point, we're living together. Everything's good. People start knowing. I tell my friends, like everybody basically at this point. And then I decide that I'm going to join the fire academy, right? So I go to join the fire academy, and I go to the doctor to get my physical, and he prescribes me Adderall. And I went in there with the intent of getting Adderall. Now, I did this because I knew I wasn't really good in school, but at the same time, I also knew, like, okay, well, now that I've come out to people, maybe I really wasn't an addict. Maybe it was just the fact of this was weighing down on me for so many years. And now that I told everyone and everyone's cool, maybe I can drink or use, drugs like a normal person, right? Of course. That's my brain. That's my addict brain telling me that. So I take this stuff and I'm in the fire academy, and it starts going well the first week. Then the second week, then then I noticed I needed something to come down off the Adderall. So then I find some, Xanax, and then I end up doing a little bit of heroin. Next thing you know, I'm smoking heroin in the fucking fire department classroom, in the bathroom, just like, now I'm back within crashing the car, getting sober, seeing the family. Now I'm in the fucking fire department classroom smoking heroin and fentanyl. And I'm just like, how did I get back to this point? And it got to the point where, like, I couldn't get the drugs, and there's no way I could go to class and do physical training and then go to the classroom. And so I ended up quitting. I just didn't show up, and they don't allow that. Like, you have to be there, have a reason to not be there. So that whole situation occurred, and I ended up telling my fiance what happened. And this is the second time we were together that I ended up relapsing. So in my head, I'm thinking, this guy's gonna leave me. Like, I just went through everything I went through, drug related wise, coming out to people, all that. Sorry, I have a call. And I'm going to lose every single thing because, I don't have my shit together. Who wants to be with someone that's an addict and, can't stay sober and is, just not able to be a good, reliable person. And I ended up telling him and really, really working, like, I was trying to really work on myself. Okay, so I went back into the program of AA. I ended up getting sober again, detoxing at this house again by myself. And I started going to meetings, and I started getting sober. And all of a sudden, it's 2 months, 3 months down the line, and now it's at the point where we were going to move up north for the summer. And I've always lived in Florida, right? So we go to move up north at his place in Cleveland. And so I'm 60, 70 days sober. I have my support network down here, my sponsor down here, working down here, family down here. And I move up there to Cleveland with him. And what starts happening is I stop calling my sponsor. I stopped going to my meetings. I stopped working on myself. I stopped seeing my therapist. I stopped, hanging out with people that I knew, because I'm completely new to a new city, and I just have him and our dog and the place. And so what ends up happening is I go to Great Clips to get a haircut one day. And when I go to get that haircut, I notice the girl's acting a little strange, and I zone in. I'm like, okay, what's up with this girl? She's high on something. and I end up talking to her. And turns out she is an addict, and she was prescribed different medications. And from there, we will stop it for part 7 coming up. And I just want to thank you guys so much. I love you all. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Peace.